Welcome back to a new episode on the Story Slam series, and today we have Riley Prewett's story.
It was November 30th, 2022, and I had just left my exchange program at the University of Melbourne in Australia. Just 2 weeks had passed, and after living in downtown Melbourne for the last 5 months, the last thing I could have ever wanted is to go out into nature. So I was in the front of a silver SUV with 4 friends I had made within the first week of my program. They were from Switzerland, the United States, Denmark, and Belgium. My program was made up of about 600 total exchange students, and they were from all over the world. It felt really special to be a part of such a diverse program filled with people from all different backgrounds. My friends and I were en route to Milford Sound on day 3 of our 2-week expedition across New Zealand. It was a fairly mild temperature, maybe about 55 degrees, and a mist from the surrounding waterfalls filled the air, making my breaths and inhales refreshing. Within that SUV, there was not a single concern. Exams had just finished. We're in a country we had never traveled to before. We had 2 months till the next semester would begin, and we had 2 more weeks surrounded by relationships that had grown quickly, but were some of the strongest I had ever had. We had been driving for about 90 minutes through windy, wet roads. Every corner we turned, there was green, snow-capped mountains, spewing with waterfalls from the ongoing rain over the previous days. It was a scene straight from a Windows desktop background, in my opinion. We approached a large mountain with a narrowing road going straight into it. In the background, Kesha's Die Young started playing, and we all began to sing. In front of this tunnel was a red light coupled with a large sign displaying expected wait, 6 minutes and 10 seconds. This is where I realized the tunnel was a one-way, and it must have been a long tunnel if I was going to have to wait for that long. I had never sat at a red light for 6 minutes before. What was I supposed to do? Like any other person that had been stuck in a car with friends for almost 2 hours, we took this opportunity to roll down the windows, breathe in the humid air, and eventually get out into the street and dance with each other. I recall jumping around in the street as Kesha sang, "Let's make the most of this night like we're gonna die young," and a minivan approached from behind us. Was I embarrassed? I mean, maybe a little bit, but I was just thinking of how jealous they were of all the fun we were having. After a minute or so passed, and a green-feathered, enormously beaked monster flew to the roof of our minivan, or the other minivan. This bird, called a kia, was probably a foot tall with a beak that looked like it would pierce right through my hand if I aggravated it. It had a green, iridescent shine, and its feathers were perfect, looking as if they were made of plastic. The attention directed toward this other minivan prompted them to get out and observe with us. It danced down the roof rails on the top of the minivan as we watched in awe. Eventually, the Kia advanced onto our SUV, doing the same dance. That's when we realized it may have been looking for food. There had been signs all along the road we had traveled on warning against feeding the Kias. It would make them too reliant and less sensitized to human presence. I think that's exactly what we were encountering. The Kia hopped down from the roof to the side mirror, and although it continued to look around, it remained really focused on the inside of our car. This is the moment it became obvious to us that it may have not been smart to leave the car windows closed. But you can't hate a bird for the car windows open, but you can't hate a bird for just wanting to boogie. The sign was now displaying expected wait, 1 minute, 47 seconds. We all glanced at each other, realizing we had just under 2 minutes to get past this bird blocking our doors. We would need a plan of attack to get back into the car. The Danish friend I had made and I was traveling with, Freddie, went to the opposite side with the goal of reaching into the driver's seat to close the windows. But the Kia swiftly followed him and stood right above the door he had entered. The bird peered down, entering a stare-off with Freddie, with the other car doors still open. With the Kia away from the driver's side mirror, we were able to reach in and close the windows as Freddie continued his staring contest. The last challenge, however, was ending the stare-off and closing the door. Freddie inched the door closed, and the bird slowly pulled his head upward and out of the door opening. With his access rescinded, the bird hopped along the roof of the car to the opposite side, searching for other access points. With no other option, it flew off, leaving us to get back in the car. We situated ourselves once again and turned the music up. The sign now read "Proceed," and that we did. So, what did I learn in this 6 minutes of an entire semester-long exchange? Well, if you ever find yourself waiting, never retreat to staring at that phone sitting in your lap. Put the phone aside, take in the world around you, and never take a red light for granted.